Welcome back to the Ringside Ramble. It's Niall here again, bringing you all the latest news, views, and breakdowns from around the world of professional boxing. This video, we're going to be looking at a preview and a prediction for this coming Saturday night's headline act at the Copper Box in London, as the rising superstar Adam Azim faces what a lot of people believe is the biggest step up of his career. I disagree, but we get into that as he faces Ohara Davies at the Copper Box Arena. Yeah, this coming weekend. So yeah, let's jump straight in. But before we get started, would really appreciate it if you could give us a subscribe. Still trying to build the channel up, so looking to get as many people involved as possible. And yeah, give us a subscribe, like the video, get involved in the comments, and follow us over on X. A lot of great content over there too to get involved with the debate and discussion. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, let's get into today's preview video. As I said, Adam Azim versus Ohara Davies, and as I mentioned there in the introduction to the video, a lot of people kind of billing this as the a step up for Adam Azim, like the biggest step up of his career so far. I can see where they're coming from. I disagree personally. Of course, O'Hara Davis is a name. You know, he is a name. He shared the ring with quality operators, Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor. You know, he is well known in boxing circles, but he's I just don't rate O'Hara Davis at all. I never have. I never thought he was sometimes as good as people made him out to be. And of course, he's fallen off a lot over the last while. I don't think he's very good. And if you compare him to Azim's former opponent last time out, Enoch Poulsen, former European champion, I think Enoch Poulsen could beat O'Hara Davis. I'm not saying he definitely would, but I'm saying Enoch Poulsen could absolutely beat O'Hara Davis for me. You know, O'Hara Davis just, yeah, as I say, not to sound too harsh, she's just not up to it, not up to standard for me. Um, in terms of especially when you compare him to Adam Azim, but yeah, I think he's on a similar par to Poulsen, which was a good win for Adam Azim last time out. If not, Enoch Poulsen could definitely beat O'Hara Davis. So I definitely don't see it as much of a step up as people are making out. Um, if any, if it's any sort of a step up, you know. I mentioned Ohara Davies. He came on the scene with a lot of hype around him. Very controversial character, you know, build a name for himself with his mouth talking a lot of you know, a lot of very controversial stuff, but he did back it up in the ring for a long time. You know, big puncher at lightweight coming up. You know, those long levers, those kind of unusually long arms, and yeah, big puncher. Paved his way with a big kind of knockout streak until he came up against Josh Taylor. And the Josh Taylor fight was thought of as quite a 50-50 at the time. It's crazy to say that now, but it's where both men were at the time. And it's crazy to say how differently both men's careers went after that. But yeah, he was comfortably beaten by Josh Taylor. No shame in it. Um, and he quit. There's a bit of shame in that, but he definitely quit. When the going got tough against Josh Taylor. So yeah, there was no shame in that really. Josh Taylor went on to do wonderful things. O'Hara Davis rebuilt himself, not against anybody a real note, to be honest. Yeah, but he got back in the winning column until he faced Jack Catterall, another world class fighter, as he's proved. But you know, it was a Jack Catterall on the kind of come up in his career, and he comfortably beat O'Hara Davis. So yeah, the two best fighters of his career he lost to. After the Jack Catterall fight, he went on a winning streak. Again, beat I hate saying nobody of real note, but not, you know, not kind of top quality opposition at super lightweight. He beat Tyrone McKenna, fellow Irishman, Tyrone McKenna, and I love Tyrone McKenna. He beat him in the Golden Contract series on Sky. It was a majority decision. You know, Tyrone McKenna, he brings the heat every time. He's an exciting fighter, but he's nowhere near world class. he's not. I wouldn't say he's even really European class around McKenna, and Davis beat him. Majority decision win there, and he beat Lewis Ritson. Lewis Ritson, a quality kind of domestic level fighter in his day at lightweight, but Lewis Ritson had long since seen better days. It was a good finish, sickening body shot to finish Lewis Ritson, but yeah, Lewis Ritson had long since seen his best days, to be honest. So yeah, they're kind of Ohara Davis' best wins. The Ritson KO side never really looked good and winning any of them. Beat Logan Neon as well. It was undefeated at the time, but Logan Neon hasn't fought since, so we don't know what his ceiling would have been, if he came back from that. So yeah, I just think O'Hara Davis, I've never rated him. I think he's been pretty rubbish. He talks a good talk, but in terms of backing it up against kind of any sort of decent level opposition, he can't seem to do it, and he never really looks good even in winning. Of course, last time out as well in his last fight, he got absolutely blitzed in a round by a 40-plus-year-old Ishmael Barroso in one round back in January. Bad knockout. Of course, Barroso does hit like a truck, but as I said, he's over 40 now. He's seen better days himself, since he was losing to the likes of Anthony Crawley in Manchester, and he absolutely smashed O'Hara Davis to bits in a round. And I think, um, yeah, that kind of just sums up where O'Hara Davis is, to be honest, coming into this one. So I don't think it's a huge step up for Adam Azim. Azim himself, I like Adam Azim. I really do. I think he gets a lot of kind of unnecessary flack, in my opinion. I think any sort of fighter with a bit of flash these days that kind of believes in himself and a bit of kind of has a bit of showmanship gets stick with from people looking to bring him down. But I think Adam Zane is an exciting watch. Anytime as Adam Azim fights, I want to watch him. He's fast, he's explosive, he's slippery, he's a good boxer, good kind of ring IQ, can punch, 8 KOs and 11 wins, he can punch, and yeah, just the speed and the flashiness makes him exciting to watch for me. And he's backed it up in the ring. And you know, his last few fights, he had a bit of a little bit of a gut check against Aram Fanyan, where he got, people saying, is he worth the hype? But it was a good check. Every young up and coming fighter has them. He came through it. Fanyan, a good fighter in his own right. That would test out most prospects. And he had his tricky moments, but he came through it. Had a good European level win against Frank Petitjean. Petitjean, solid European level fighter, won that. Comfortably stopped him in the 10th round. Then he fought Enoch Poulsen, the undefeated Enoch Poulsen, for the European title. And the way it ended, he kind of, it was a bizarre ending with the Poulsen injury and kind of quitting with that injury. But he was looking good up to that, and it's a good win against Enoch Poulsen, a very good win. So Adam Azim has proved himself to be a solid, very good European level fighter at the very least, and he's only rising. You know, will he ever get near world titles? I don't know. That's another question. The talent is there, undoubtedly. He has the talent to do it, but will he do it? Who knows? Nobody is saying, nobody is tipping him for world titles yet. Of course, there was the fight that didn't materialise between himself and Dalton Smith, unfortunately. Would have been a great fight, a brilliant night for British boxing. Whose fault that is that it didn't materialise, I don't know. I'm not in the business of saying one fighter ducked another fighter. I never believe that's the case. I think Adam Azim would absolutely want that Dalton Smith fight. If I had to pick a winner there at this stage, I'd probably pick Dalton Smith, but there's no shame in that. I think Dalton Smith is headed right for the top. At 140 pounds, I really rate Dalton Smith. I do. He had a great performance against Jose Cepeda, and I think he can challenge for world titles and probably win world titles when he comes back from injury. Of course, he suffered an injury, so Hopefully he comes back from that soon. But yeah, Azim versus Dalton Smith would be a great fight. There was talks of Adam Azim and Harlem Eubank. I think Adam Azim would absolutely destroy Harlem Eubank. I think Harlem Eubank is highly kind of protected and he's been built very cleverly. But I think if you fought Adam Azim will blitz him. I really do. I think he's multiple levels above Harlem Eubank for me. But yeah, in terms of this fight, there's only one winner. As I said, I don't think it's the step up people are making it out to be. If anything, it could be a step down from the Enoch Poulsen fight. I think Adam Azim is too quick, too young, too sharp, too spiteful for Ohara Davies. The question is the big question will be the power. If Ohara Davies, big puncher, if he lands on Adam Azim, how will the whiskers of Adam Azim hold up against the firepower of Ohara Davies? But I don't. I think Adam Azim is too quick and too sharp to be caught with anything of significance from Davis. And I just think Adam Azim will piece him up. I think he'll box rings around him, and it'll turn into a pretty bad kind of beating from the mid to late rounds. And I just have a vision in this fight. I could see O'Hara Davis wanting out. I can see him quitting on the still, just from not being able to get near him, not being able to touch him. I can see him just getting fed up and just quitting out of frustration on a still, giving it a no mass with Azim widely up on the cards. I really can. He could hurt Davis. He absolutely could hurt Davis as well. I think he could get to the stage where he's beating him up so badly he will hurt him. But I can see Davis, I'd say about 8 or 9 rounds in, saying no, enough is enough for me. And Adam Azim getting a stoppage win. I really do. He's absolutely levels above O'Hara Davis. And O'Hara Davis coming off a bad knockout loss in January. So yeah, that's my quick preview and prediction for this coming Saturday night's big headliner between Adam Azim and O'Hara Davis at the Copper Box Arena in London. So let us know what you think in the comments. How excited are you for the fight? Is it a big step up for O'Hara for Adam Azim? Can O'Hara Davis cause him problems or even pull off what would be a huge upset? Let us know what you think in the comments. How far can Adam Azim go? Can he win world titles? Can he beat Dalton Smith? Let us know what you think. And as always, as I say, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow us over on X, and yeah, always get involved. Great to have debate, engagement on the greatest sport in the world. So until next time, speak again and take care.